From KUNC and the NPR network, this is In The NoCo. I'm Erin O'Toole. An unusual art show held each year in Cañon City displays and sells pieces by some of the most dangerous convicted criminals in the country. Fremont Center for the Arts sits about 20 minutes from the highest security prison in the nation, the USP Florence AdMax, better known as Supermax. Each year, an art show at the gallery displays work from Supermax inmates, like Terry Nichols, who helped plan the Oklahoma City bombing. The public can purchase any of the art, which is created through a unique program at Supermax.
It is to help the prisoners who are in there. They are locked down 23 hours a day, have some sort of outlet to discover their own humanity.
That's journalist Sue McMillan. She lives in Cañon City and has visited this exhibition for years. She recently wrote about the program and the ethics around it for the Colorado Sun. She told me the exhibit is popular in Cañon City.
It's the allure of, people behind some of the toughest walls to get out, making creative things. And people want to see what comes out of the Supermax. What are these people who we think of as the worst of the worst? What is their creativity? What is their humanity? And I think that is really the main attraction to it.
And art is such a unique window into these people. You attended the opening of the exhibition this year and spoke with someone there who owns several of Terry Nichols' pieces. You had a visceral reaction. What were your thoughts?
Well, as just going as a looker to see the art, I really wasn't thinking about, whose art is this? So I guess Terry Nichols being one of the more notorious people, it just struck me as like, oh my gosh, would I want to have a piece by Terry Nichols in my house? And you have to kind of work through that. Does that matter? Is his art something that attracts you? Do you see his humanity? And then a little bit later, I spoke with someone who had bought some of the art and has decided not to display it or sell it because she does not want to bring notoriety to Terry Nichols.
What do the inmates paint? I'm kind of curious what their paintings depict.
Oh, it's everything, like any art show. Anything from abstract, portraits, landscape. There's a lot of collage work. I think that's in part because they have access to newspaper magazine headlines and pictures and things that they can work with. But they work in a lot of different mediums and just everything. Some of it is beautiful. Some of it is very thoughtful. Some of it's a little hard to interpret, but it's kind of all over the place.
Was there a painting or a piece of art that particularly stuck with you?
There was one of, it was kind of yellowish and a guy fishing on a bank, and it was so peaceful that I think that kind of, stuck with me. And I don't know that it was the best technique or anything else, but it was just very peaceful. And you think about a person in that environment and portraying that piece in a landscape picture. That was really interesting to me.
Now, a lot of your story was about the chaplain who created the art program at the penitentiary, Justin Reddick. Why did Reddick think it was a good idea for inmates in the highest security federal prison to be able to make art?
Well, Justin is an artist. He has a bachelor's degree in art, and that's where he started from. The ministry came later. He obviously does other things as the chaplain in the prison, but he just believes that art is a very therapeutic thing, that it releases the humanity and the creativity of the inmates.
Sue said the Supermax inmates who study art do their work in cages in the prison gymnasium. Other than that, it's a pretty typical art class. They talk about art history and different techniques. But they also learn about the business of art because some of the inmates may be released one day and might pursue art as a career. In the meantime, they do make money off their pieces when one of them makes a sale at the art show. Some of that goes into their personal commissary account so they can buy snacks or postage stamps. But Sue said some of the money also goes to pay restitution to the victims the inmates have harmed.
Almost all of them are paying restitution. It's all very individual. In the case of Terry Nichols, obviously, that's a huge restitution of $14.5 million. And that is, available in court records that some of his money has gone to restitution. But there is a price cap on the art of $300 per piece. So, we're not talking for most of them about a lot of money.
Right.
Many of the pieces sell for less than $100.
Sue, you also wrote about how people will pay thousands of dollars for artwork made by an infamous criminal. There's even a name for this industry. It's murderabilia. How does Fremont Center for the Arts navigate those concerns?
The Art Center itself, I think, just tries not to publicize, and by not having the names and they don't talk about it, I think that they try to downplay the infamous or the notorious. They have local artists who volunteer to put the display together because, of course, the artists can't come and hang their own work. So that is all done by volunteers.
Right.
So I think that they just are trying to serve the program. They understand that there's that sort of little titillating aspect, mysterious aspect, whatever you want to call it, of people who come to see the art. We can't do anything about that.
Sure. So what surprised you the most as you learned about the program and saw the art?
I guess it surprised me, but it also just made me really stop and think. And that was the people who do the program. Justin, the person who runs the program, I spoke with a Pueblo artist, Matt Reffick, who is not doing it right now, but has done thousands of hours in the prison, and Joanne Souther, how they are just very calm people, very loving, kind people who are able to look past the crime, the criminal aspect, and just see human beings that want to produce art and work with them. And they are pretty amazing people.
I am curious what the community thinks of all this. Is the art show controversial in Cañon City?
I don't believe it is. As Bobby Ferris, the director, said, they do get people from, outside of Fremont County and Cañon City, of course, because it is a special show. But it draws the most people, has the most sales. When I have been to it, people are very engaged with the art and really like it. I have never seen any disparaging or heard any disparaging words, at any of the shows that I've been to. And I've probably been to about 4 of them, maybe 5.
Sue McMillan wrote about an art show in Cañon City with pieces by inmates from the Supermax prison in Florence. The show is on display until August 29th. We'll put a link to Sue's story, which ran in the Colorado Sun, in our show notes and at KUNC.org. That's it today for In The NoCo. I'm Erin O'Toole. Thanks so much for listening.